But of course, ang concern natin ang Pilipinas. But the thing is this, lahat tayo rito naniniwala that we have more than 300,000 excess deaths. Whether they died because of the COVID or they died because of the vaccine, you know, hindi na pinag-uusapan niya. Pinag-uusapan dito, we have a record of more than 300,000 excess deaths in the country during the pandemic period. And I'm just asking you if you made them aware of that, because it must be the Filipino delegation that should make it aware, that should make the World Health Organization aware of what happened in this country.
Hearing is now resumed on the part of the Committee on Public Order.
On the part of the Committee on Human Rights, hearing is resumed.
Okay, since in accordance with our rules, Section 11, Section 15, which states 15? Section 15 states
Section 15.
yes, the termination of inquiry. The committee shall terminate an inquiry and submit a report thereon within 60 days, calendar days, and we are already exceeded the provision of Section 15 of the rules of the House, thereby constituting a violation of our own rules. So, we need a motion.
Mr. Chair.
Congressman Hakop.
May I move that we extend the hearing on the excess death pursuant to Section 15 of our Rules on Inquiry in aid of legislation. So move, Mr.
Okay, so
Chair.
there's a motion to
Second.
to
Second.
extend the hearing on this excess debts issue of the Committee on Public Order and the Committee on Human Rights. So this it was duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing no objection, the said motion is now approved. So the next item of our agenda is the remarks of the chairpersons. Ako muna, partner. Good afternoon. Pasensya na po kayo kung inabot po tayo ng almost 2 hours of waiting. We extended our hearing. Unfortunately, it's not our own volition. But we will be expediting yung ating pong hearing for today's issue. So, good afternoon to our colleagues, resource persons, and guests. Welcome to the joint meeting of the Committee on Public Order and Safety and the Committee on Human Rights. This is our 5th joint meeting, and hopefully today we will be able to finally resolve all the issues raised in the House Resolution number 1481 and address the concerns discussed in the previous meetings. Kahapon po ay natanggap ng aking opisina ang official copy ng amendments to the International Health Regulation o IHR na inadapt ng 77th World Health Assembly na naganap sa Geneva, Switzerland noong May 27 hanggang June 1, 2024. Ang dokumentong ito ay galing mismo sa ating Department of Health. Ang mga representatives ng DOH na nagpunta sa nasabing World Health Assembly ay inimbitahan ng committee ngayong araw para may paliwanag sa taong bayan ang mga pinag-uusapan doon at mga opisyal na posisyon ng ating bansa ukol dito. Napaka-importante na may klaro ng DOH sa atin ang mga adopted amendments sa IHR ay hindi makakasagasa sa karapatan at kalayaan ng bawat Pilipino. Nais din ng committee na marinig mula sa DOH na ang Pandemic Treaty, Convention or Accord na kasalukuyang pinag-uusapan ngayon ng mga member states ay nararapat na dumaan sa process of ratification sa Kongreso. Dapat din klaruhin ng DOH kung ano ang mga obligasyon ng ating bansa ukol dito at kung ano ang implikasyon kung sakaling hindi ito ma-ratify. Bago po tayo mag-umpisa, ay nais kong pasalamatan ang lahat ng dumalo sa ating pagpupulo ngayong hapon. Maraming po salamat at magsisimula na po tayo after the preliminary remarks of the Chairman of the Committee on Human Rights.
Salamat po, Chairman, sa aking mga colleagues and fellow members of the participating committees, resource persons na kaharap po natin ngayon, and our guests. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Thank you again for sharing your time with us as we convene for this joint hearing of the Committee on Human Rights and the Committee on Public Order and Safety. Of course, the purpose of every legislative inquiry to dive into the facts so that we can study the issues before us and make recommendations that will redound to the benefit of our people. The issues in this case include, as has been mentioned already by our chairman of Committee Public Safety, the possible ratification of the Pandemic Treaty and the International Health Regulation, or IHR, within the context of the close to 300,000 excess deaths that were reported by the PSA in 2021. To accomplish this task, it is essential for us to gather all the relevant information and necessary data to understand the various facets of all these issues. This, as we have learned, is a challenge in itself, as we have encountered concerns with regards to the data itself. Nevertheless, we must soldier on and maximize what we have. It goes without saying that we must ensure that our recommendations and actions are informed and serve the public good. As we proceed, I want to emphasize that we are here to listen, to inquire, to discuss, to deliberate, and ultimately to recommend actions that will safeguard the health of our people while respecting their rights. I again would like to extend my thanks to all our resource persons for their input and expertise. Your contributions are vital to the productivity and success of these hearings. I invite everyone here to engage constructively so that together we can navigate the issues on hand with the diligence they deserve. So in closing, I'd like to share a passage from the good book that underscores the value of every life and the significance of a task before us. In Jeremiah 30:17 it says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord." Let this be a reminder of our shared duty to protect and cherish the lives of our fellow citizens and our collective responsibility to promote the welfare of our kababayan. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon po. So, who are those people who have traveled to Geneva? Our representative in the World Health Assembly that was conducted from May 27 to June 1? Yes. Who are those people? Yes, madam. So, please state your name and your position in DOH on this committee, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Frances May Cheryl Ontalan, Assistant Secretary under the Office of the Secretary, handling the legal service and internal audit. My participation is actually as a negotiator for the intergovernment negotiating body for the pandemic agreement. What happened in the World Health Assembly is actually there are some agendas that are already adopted. This agenda are actually different sets of agenda, and it composes of different areas, especially connected to health, and some are also on the financial side. So there are two. In the World Health Assembly, we also provided our commitments with regard to our international stand in some of the diseases. Of course, our...
Doktora po kayo, ma'am?
No, I'm a lawyer po.
You are a lawyer?
Yes.
And so you were representing our country as co-facilitator to the different states on our region? Ganun po ba ang naging participation nyo?
No po.
Anong participation po ninyo
I'm
doon?
an authorized I am authorized by the Office of the President to negotiate po for the
To negotiate on what?
Pandemic agreement po.
The pandemic agreement,
Yes.
the pandemic treaty.
Yes.
But how about the international health regulation that was adopted and ratified in Geneva? Were you a part of it?
It's a separate team. We have actually
So,
the group is called the Working Group on the International Health Regulations. Well, with regard to the pandemic agreement, there is a mandated body created by the World Health Assembly also, which is called the Intergovernmental Negotiating Body.
IHB.
INB.
So you
the
are a part
INB.
of the IHB,
INB.
International Negotiating Body, INB.
Yes. Yes,
You
Your
were a
Honor.
part of the INB and also the
EB.
sino ang part nung sa International Health Regulation that was adopted nung June 1 by Tedros?
There was a drafting group that was created that was
Were those?
I am part of the drafting group.
So you were
but-
part of that group as well.
Not with the WGIHR, but because the committee that's handling the international health regulations and the pandemic agreement had decided to come up
So you
with
have
a
the
joint
authority
drafting
to
group.
tell us what this international health regulation all about? Because kahapon lang dinala sa amin itong international health regulation 2005 that was ratified nung June 1, 2024. Nandito na po. So andito pa yung mga highlighted na mga pagbabago sa
Yeah.
international health
Yes,
regulation. You have the
there.
copy?
Yes.
Can you kindly give also the members kasi ako actually ngayon ko rin lang nakita and nakita ko na napakarami ng mga amendments. Are you privy? Are you privy with these highlighted words that are a part of the amendments that was done on the IHR?
For some, I am privy to it because I'm not really part of the WGIHR team. But during the drafting group, in the World Health Assembly, there are many drafting groups that were created during the World Health Assembly.
O sige, tell me, Attorney,
Attorney po.
ano yung mga salient points na binago sa international health regulation? Yung binabanggit namin dito na pinag-uusapan na supposedly, nung 2023 ba kasama na po kayo doon?
No po. With the INB po, with the pandemic agreement po talaga ako. They are different instruments po kasi talaga.
Yes, I know.
Yes po.
Yung instrument doon sa IHR, saka sa pandemic agreement, magkaiba talaga yun.
Apo.
So, ang binabanggit namin kasi dito, na nagulat na lang kami, na yung international health regulation, yung period of amendment and rejection
Mm-hmm.
noong December 1, hindi kami na-inform eh. Kasi hindi namin alam yung na bago doon sa international health regulation. And, according sa statement ni DOH Secretary DOH Secretary Herbosa, binded na tayo legally. Meron akong video. Are we legally binded?
For the last amendment, yes, it is already binding because
Ano amendment yun?
That's with regard to the procedural amendment regarding the force and effect of the amendments. Which
So,
it just only refers to the period, not necessarily on the substantial parts, which were later on negotiated by the working group.
so yung para lang maklaro, no, before I give my time to the other members who wanted to ask questions. Doon lang ako medyo particular eh. Doon sa period ng amendments na from 18 to 10 months, approve na yon.
Yes po.
Yes, so yun. Yun yung sinasabi ko na hindi tayo nabigyan ng pagkakataon dahil na-expired na and the DOH were telling us na hindi nila alam. Samantala kami dito, tanong kami ng tanong, ang sinasabi, wala silang alam. Even the representative that was given to us was not a Filipino na representative natin sa WHO. And may immunity siya to be invited on this hearing. But nevertheless, tapos na yon. So in other words, from 18 months, yung period of amendment sa lahat ng mga i-amend sa IHR, 10 months na lang. And yung tinatawag nating 2 years, ganun din, 1 year na lang.
1 year, yes.
So, in other words, itong pandemic treaty or agreement na now, pinag-uusapan na ninyo sa INB, am I correct? Na
Yes.
pinag-uusapan pa yan?
Still ongoing negotiations.
Yung pandemic agreement na yan, na treaty na yan. And that will be adopted after a year.
No po. It's a different one po. Just for the information of the committee po, we are abiding by the WHO Constitution. The IHR is under the Article 21 of the WHO Constitution, which refers to regulations, which is actually the listing of possible diseases that may be subject to regulations. But with the INB, it's actually created under Article 19 of the WHO Constitution, which actually requires the ratification consultation of member states before it can be actually put into force and effect. So there's a difference between the two instruments. The IHR is actually called as a regulations because they see that it may eventually be changing as according to the circumstances of the times, unlike with the pandemic agreement, which refers to obligations that will really require the ratification or concurrence based on the constitution of the member state.
So yung mga pandemic, sa pandemic treaty, all the proposed amendments were already been received by our state.
With refer to the international health regulations po, just clarify.
Separate yung instrument na yun, IHR
Yes.
okay na yun
Apo.
So, yung bagong pandemic agreement ngayon, kasi yung pandemic agreement
Yes.
that will be ratified as well, di ba? So, ang sinasabi nyo, nagkokonsulta sa mga member state. Is that correct na nagkokonsulta sa mga member state? Or the WHO will implement that after a year? Ayan na naman tayo,
No po, hindi po.
attorney, tanda mo.
No.
Nung December 1, sinasabi namin na expired na tayo. Hindi namin nalaman na talaga na-expired na tayo. So, hindi na tayo nakapag-propose ng amendments. We were never consulted. But, of course, but this agreement, yung pandemic agreement o treaty, iba to. Ito na yung protocol kapag sinabi nilang meron tayong pandemic. And all the things that happened during the COVID-19, again, yun na naman ang magiging protocol nila. And that is worrying us. Kasi marami ng mga bansa ang nag-exit sa WHO because of this, as I will borrow the words of Congressman Akop. Ano yan, pare? Martial law. Medical martial law. And we don't want that to happen. Na mabigla na naman ang mga members of this Congress that, ayan na naman, sila na naman ang masusunod pagdating ng pandemic. DOH na naman ang masusunod pagdating ng pandemic. Pag sinabi nyo na kulong kami. Lucky us, we are member of this Congress and we can attend the different hearings. Pero how about those unfortunate ordinary people who will be staying on their houses? Sasabog na naman ang mga utak nila, masisira na naman ang mga negosyo. You have to consult with the legislative branch of the government. Inform us about this pandemic treaty. Ano nakalagay din sa pandemic treaty? Are you free to tell us about this?
Your Honor, we have already submitted our report to the President. This is based also on one of our obligations and compliances as negotiator that we provide the report to the President. Insofar as the content of the pandemic agreement, anything that's in it still its negotiating status, so it may change from day to day. So that's the reason why at this point, if we state whatever is in the pandemic agreement, it may be changing as it goes. So considering that there is still yet no final consensus with regard to the pandemic agreement, it may change whatever is in it as of this date. Also, with regard to is also the worry with regard to the 1 year, it's rest assured that the pandemic agreement will really undergo the ratification process with the Senate. That's part of not just with regard to the WHO Constitution, but also in compliance with our Constitution, that it must undergo the concurrence of the Senate.
Okay. So, I'll be asking more questions in a while, but my co-chair wanted to ask some clarificatory questions.
Thank you, Chairman. So you were with the you were involved with in the international health regulation. Nung ginawa ito, yung lahat, no, including all the modifications and amendments, you were involved.
For the clarification of my participation po, I'm only involved during the drafting group during the WHA, which actually mandates for us to finalize the package of amendments. But we have our epidemiology bureau as our focal point for the international health regulations, and they have been attending the working group of the international health regulations. As for the side of the legal, we're just there to guide them whether the mandate of the WGIHR remains within Article 21 of the WHO Constitution.
Attorney, do we have other resource persons here who are with you in participating with the international health regulation, or ikaw lang?
No, Your Honor. With your indulgence, we also have Director Althea de Guzman, the Epidemiology Bureau Director.
This lady is raising her hand, so can you please tell us about it?
So, good afternoon, Chair, and to our representatives. I'm Dr. De Guzman. I'm amongst those who participated in the working group for IHR, but the Epidemiology Bureau was not alone there, sir. The country was also represented by participants from the Bureau of Quarantine, and eventually our legal service, as well as our Bureau for International Health Cooperation, sir.
Okay, what is the extent of your participation here? No, are you just observers, or you're allowed to debate or articulate or make some amendments to the international health regulation?
Sir, the participants during the WGIHR were allowed po to, we saw what were the amendments being negotiated on, and we were also the ones relaying the positions if there is a need from the country. We just like to relay throughout the.
Can you give us an example
Yes,
of the
sir.
amendments that you made?
Sir,
The international health regulations? You have
Sir.
a copy there, right?
yes, sir.
So you could be able to give me an example of the amendment that you made.
Sir, from the Philippines, we actually
Unless
did.
otherwise, you just participated and said, okay, yes.
Sir, we didn't
Eh,
have.
nangyayari niyan sa international thing natin, puro yes na lang tayo eh. I think we ought to be involved in that, isn't it?
Yes, we were actively involved,
So
sir.
give
but
me an
from-
example of your amendment.
Sir, from our delegation, one of the principles po that we always parang fought for was to ensure that we maintain, number one, the principle of sovereignty, sir. So we ensured that the regulations po would say that it is by accordance with national law, or it takes into consideration po ng ating local context.
You have a copy of that, no?
Yes,
You have
sir.
the copy of the international health regulations. I have a copy of it, no?
Yes.
Can
Mr.
you
Chair.
just show me any paragraph or any kind of recommendation you made in this international health regulation?
Sir, let me just.
Can you read that to me here?
Sir, let me just pull up. I'll just I don't have the.
Go ahead. I
full
want to
copy,
find
sir.
out. I want to find
But-
out. I
okay.
want to find out the extent of your participation.
Okay,
You
sir,
know, I want to find out if the Filipino delegation is not only a yes person here.
yes, sir. I think, sir, I'll just wait po for the copy if I can ask for the, But, sir, another po that we did note is on Article 3 on principles, wherein the original IHR text, sir, did note following human dignity, respect for human dignity po. But we were also amongst those who supported the inclusion of the principles on equity
Yeah, I know.
and
I want you
solidarity,
to read
sir.
to me the
Yes, sir.
amendment that you made. Basahin mo sa akin. Okay, so I'll find out that you are actually participating in the writing of the amendments.
Hindi, we supported lang. Supported lang. Sir, let me just, I'm looking for that specific article I mentioned po. So, sir, on Article 3, principles, it's the first paragraph wherein the original
Article 3
IHR...
principles.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The original IHR text stated, "The implementation of these regulations shall be with full respect for the dignity, human rights, and fundamental freedom of persons." So that's the original text, Mr. Chair. However, when our other delegates proposed the inclusion of principles on equity and solidarity, it's one of those that the Philippines support, because we felt that it is important for us to be better prepared and be able to respond quickly, that we have equitable access to technology, know-how, health products, and solidarity to ensure that not just one country but all countries are actually able to have the needed core capacities to say that we are more health secure.
The amendment here, Article 3 principles.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, the amendment here on the implementation of these regulations
Yes, sir.
with full respect for the dignity and human rights is and shall promote equity and solidarity. Were you the ones that made the amendment?
Sir, we weren't the ones who proposed that amendment. But
you were
when
the
it
ones who
was
opposed it?
proposed, no, sir. We were, the Philippines wasn't the state party who proposed that amendment. But when that was proposed and presented po to the working group, we were amongst those who supported po that amendment.
Let me ask, how many were the participants there?
Sir,
All together.
Sir, all state parties.
All state parties, so ibig sabihin,
almost 200
daan
po.
yan.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, are these people aware of what happened in the Philippines during the pandemic time, where all of those 300,000 excess deaths happened? Are they aware of that?
I cannot answer, sir.
You
if they
cannot
were
answer.
aware
It
po.
means that you did not in any way make them aware of what happened in the Philippines during the pandemic.
Sir, I am unsure if they are fully aware, but I do remember that if there are informal sessions, we do
I think
relate
if you are keeping a data of that, I think it is your duty to make them aware, isn't it? Because how could you be able to make rules like this and amend it if, for example, like the World Health Organization is not even aware of the killing or of the deaths that happened during the pandemic? 300,000 deaths that happened, excess deaths that happened. How can you then make a very good proposal on this if they were not aware of what happened in the Philippines? I am sure it also happened in different countries. But of course, ang concern natin ang Pilipinas. But the thing is this, lahat tayo rito naniniwala that we have more than 300,000 excess deaths, whether they died because of the COVID or they died because of the vaccine. You know, hindi na pinag-uusapan yan. Ang pinag-uusapan dito, we have a record of more than 300,000 excess deaths in the country during the pandemic period. And I'm just asking you if you made them aware of that, because it must be the Filipino delegation that should make it aware, that should make the World Organization aware of what happened in this country.
Mr. Chair, as to the excess deaths, that is something that I am unsure if the delegations were not aware of. What we shared was the experience of the country and how we also had multiple spikes of cases, and how we also were challenged po in responding to the pandemic, especially at the start. And that is why the goal of the IHR is to strengthen those capacities po.
Ito lang, Director, you know what? Ang problema natin sa inyo, DOH, you're acting as professionals, di ba? You're not acting as people who are concerned for the plight of the Filipinos. Am I wrong or right?
Of course not, sir.
Of
We are
course
very
not. Of course
concerned
not.
of the
That would be
plight of the Philippines,
the best
sir.
answer for it. Pero alam nyo, attorney, for example, director, you are all professionals. And I hope that you are not just acting like a lawyer or a doctor or professional, but you're acting also as one concern for the plight of the Filipinos. And I mean, itong hearing na ito, pinag-uusapan natin, yung dami ng napatay. This is not only a concern of the Committee on Public Order, but a concern of the Committee on Human Rights. So, may data kayo nito di ba? I mean, for several hearings, we have been talking about the data. Are you keeping a data of this? Do you have a complete data of this? Hindi nyo nga kami masagot on your complete data on this. Oo. Ngayon, ang tanong ko ganito. Napakasimple ng tanong ko. Alright? Does the World Health Organization aware of this excess deaths that happened in the Philippines during the pandemic time? That's my question. And the very people that should make them aware of that are, of course, the Filipino delegation, who are participants. You're not just observers. You are participants. Therefore, you have the right to speak for the Philippines. For the Philippines. Am I right? You have the right to speak for the Philippines. Am I right? Yes or no? All right. So therefore, you are not just there to make amendments. You are there to make them aware of what has happened in this country during the pandemic period.
Okay, thank you so much. Medyo puso mo.